I was just practicing my martial arts in the river, but when I turned my head, I fished a beautiful woman out of the river. I immediately looked down at her. She was so beautiful. This made me feel a little reluctant to leave her like this. I immediately carried her back to the bank and swore to the gods that I would not defile her beautiful body. So I began to cast a spell. Under the effect of the spell, the beautiful woman reacted at once. This made me think I could take the next step. As her memories poured into my palm, I learned that she had once been a lawyer. She had collected a lot of evidence of the gang boss's crimes. But unexpectedly, her employer betrayed her. The gang boss came at once. The beautiful woman was terrified, but the gang boss had no intention of letting her go. The evidence in her hand was not only seized by the gang boss, he even pushed her down with a palm strike. The beautiful woman was about to warn the gang boss, but unexpectedly, they captured her son. Under such coercion, the beautiful woman completely panicked. I just didn't expect the gang boss to be so evil. Facing her son's cries, the beautiful woman begged the gang boss frantically. But at this moment, a dirty thought appeared in the gang boss's mind. He pushed the beautiful woman down on the sofa in one go, and his claws reached for the beautiful woman's sexy abdomen. The beautiful woman knew what was going to happen next, but facing the gang boss's threat, she did not dare to resist in the slightest, because her son was in the gang boss's hands. Anger gradually filled my mind, and what was even more hateful, the gang boss did it right in front of the beautiful woman's son, assaulting the beautiful woman without mercy. At this moment, I felt my emotions were on the verge of losing control, because the gang boss just zipped up his pants and denied everything. He not only humiliated the beautiful woman severely, he even took her son away. The memories ended here. Looking at the beautiful woman's desperate face, I suddenly thought I should do something. To find the gang boss's location, I returned to the river and sought help from the divine pillar, finally locked onto the gang boss's position. I just didn't expect the gang boss to still be committing crimes at this moment. He even did not spare the clergyman. And just as he was about to kill the clergyman, an elephant suddenly appeared, and when they turned their heads to look, they saw my heroic figure. The clergyman clearly recognized my true form. He knew I would solve all this perfectly. The gang boss had a look of disbelief on his face, because I had brought the beautiful woman back. Under the beautiful woman's cold stare, panic appeared on the gang boss's face. The beautiful woman's son was extremely happy, because he finally saw his mother. The mother and son hugged each other tightly, moved everyone present. Yet there were always bad people who wanted to break this scene. The gang boss immediately gathered all his men. They even drove an excavator over, because a large number of their weapons were placed in its bucket. The situation was extremely dangerous. A group of thugs wielding machetes charged straight at me, yet I did not panic at all. The gang boss looked confused, but unexpectedly I swung my spear, and the thugs fell to the ground on the spot. Then I gave the thugs a facelift, only to let them sleep a little more decently. But unexpectedly, a thug tried to remove the rust from my weapon. This guy was simply too bad. My weapon was not rusty at all. The thugs flew into a rage, and even drove an excavator over. I could not stand this, and immediately threw my spear. The thug driving the excavator shook with joy. The excavator lost control on the spot. The bucket rushed straight at the thugs. The thugs flew up with joy. The gang boss was terrified at the sight, and all this was completely under my control. A huge gem sparkled on my finger. With just one punch, a thug flew hundreds of meters away. A thug who tried to sneak attack me was also knocked down by my palm strike. The thugs seemed to love my fists very much, and even showed expressions of enjoyment. This made me feel disgusted. So I decided to punish this group of thugs with my feet. Seeing this, the gang boss sent out his men again. With no other choice, I had to offer my feet again. A thug even wanted me to taste his foot. This was definitely not allowed. I was afraid his foot was stinky. A fearless thug came again. He even wanted to use his fist. Then I had to reward him well with my feet and fists. A thug emerged from the dust. I gave him a slap directly. He looked as if he liked it very much. Then I definitely had to reward him well. My extremely handsome appearance made the gang boss feel helpless, because I just grabbed a thug's flab and sent him flying on the spot. I cleaned up the garbage on the ground, but unexpectedly the gang boss took the chance to sneak attack me. To make him face reality, I let him hit me 2 punches on the spot. This was just like a tickle to me. I would not indulge him anymore next. With one kick, he froze on the spot directly. Then, I gave him a charged palm strike. He was at his last gasp in an instant. I would not let him off easily. Clench my fist with my palm, gather all strength on my arm. With this elbow strike, the gang boss's saliva dripped out. But unexpectedly, he dared to choke my neck at this moment. I admired his courage, so I decided to send him on his way with my weapon in person. This was just the beginning. I would not let him die easily. This strike, straight at the throat, severed his connection with this world. Then, I immediately took back my weapon and executed him on the spot. A final knee strike ended his sinful life. The people who had been oppressed by him all cast grateful glances at me, and this was just my daily life. The sheriff stared in shock at the bodies strewn all over the ground, and I, the culprit, was even wiping my weapon. At the sight, the sheriff didn't even dare to look me in the eye, but still mustered up the courage to start questioning. I only cleaned up a group of vicious criminals for them, and it was all done by me alone. I then turned and left at once. The sheriff wanted to invite me to the police station. I politely declined him with my actions because helping the oppressed people is just my duty. It's what a clergyman must do. Seeing that this was indeed the case, the sheriff no longer tried to keep me. Just then, I stopped my steps, simply because there was an ant under my foot. After the sheriff saw it clearly, he finally realized my greatness. It was precisely because of my kindness that people respected and admired me so much. Even when I was about to leave, they were filled with immense reluctance in their hearts. Before long, the sheriff led his men to find the huge stolen money left by the thugs and arrested a large number of suspects at the same time. According to the clues, they destroyed the drug manufacturing den. The matter immediately reached the ears of the man behind the scenes. As a sorcerer, he instantly found out that I was secretly helping the police, and a large number of his men had been mercilessly killed by me. This filled him with great anger. That day, I was practicing my martial arts. Little did I know the sorcerer's revenge had arrived. I immediately began to check on my daughter's condition, only to be shocked to find that her body was filled with an evil power, and this evil power belonged only to that sorcerer. It turned out that the sorcerer, in order to take revenge on me, had sent his men to attack my daughter. My daughter's suffering filled me with great sorrow. Under the priest's guidance, I immediately prepared to exorcise the evil from my daughter. This process would be extremely difficult, and we even prepared an altar for it. Seeing that the optimal time had come, the priest immediately announced the start of the ritual. As the fireball in my hand fell, the torches were lit at once. The evil exorcism ritual began immediately. I sat upright on the divine platform and started performing the ritual, and this process needed to continue without stop. Once it stopped, my daughter's life would be in danger. Everyone's expression was extremely solemn because the critical moment had come. Yet just then, a group of uninvited guests suddenly appeared. It was the sorcerer who had come with his men to take revenge on us. They were certain that I could not make a move at this moment because, if I did, my daughter's life would be lost. At the sight, a thug threw an axe at me. I could only take the blow. This shocked everyone immensely because I was still performing the ritual at this moment. Even as several axes struck my body, I still did not stop. Blood kept flowing from my back, yet just then, bullets flew past. The priest told everyone not to move, because at this critical moment, a jeep suddenly appeared. The thugs were hit and knocked down in an instant, and the comer was none other than my elder brother. I saw my elder brother holding a wooden stick. Wherever my elder brother went, the thugs flew up. The power of my elder brother holding the stick was extremely fierce. Almost no thug could withstand a single stick strike. Yet just then, the thugs fell into an abnormal state. Under the sorcerer's command, the thugs lost control of their bodies in an instant. Taking the moment my elder brother attacked, the sorcerer immediately controlled the thugs to hit my elder brother's head. In just a moment, my elder brother was on the brink of life and death. Yet all this was under my control. I saw my divine ox knock the thugs to the ground on the spot. Almost no thug could get close to my elder brother, but the thugs soon found a way to deal with it. The situation reversed in an instant. My divine ox was tightly pinned down by the thugs. The sorcerer took the chance to charge at me, but I was still in the state of casting a spell at this moment, so the sorcerer thought of an extremely evil plan. He ordered the thugs to sprinkle yellow powder on me on the spot, wanting to cut off the connection between me and the god statue in this way. Yet I did not move an inch, even though I was seriously injured. The thugs prepared to kill me. At the critical moment, my daughter finally woke up, and this also meant that a massacre was about to begin, because I would make these thugs pay a painful price. At this moment, I only wanted to kill all these damned thugs. I picked up my weapon and attacked the thugs frantically. This terrifying sight scared them to death on the spot, but I would not stop the massacre because of this. Only their blood could satisfy me. And these two were the targets I must kill, even if they had many underlings. I did not panic at all, because my strength was terrifyingly strong now, and the sacred coconut in my hand would also infuse me with supreme divine power. Even the axe on my body fell off automatically. The sleeping beast had woken up. I only exerted a little force, and removed the several-ton heavy wheel. With the wheel as a weapon, the thugs flew up on the spot, and their attacks were resolved by me in an instant. In just a moment, a divine formation unique to the gods appeared around me. The sorcerer panicked on the spot, and immediately sent a group of swordsmen and axemen to charge at me. This was simply an act of walking to their deaths, because with just one wheel strike from me, these thugs could not stand it on the spot. Even if there were more of them, they could not stop me at all. I immediately picked up 2 unwanted rifles, and fired wildly at the charging thugs. Under my gunfire, the thugs flew up on the spot. Not a single one survived. At this moment, my elder brother also broke free from the restraints, because the sorcerer was knocked to the ground by my knee strike on the spot, and all this finally came to an end.